Devin, we're rolling. Devin, we're rolling.
What? I didn't even do my hair. What were you thinking?
No, start. Introduction. Devin, no.
Okay. Aerial warfare. What is it really? Well, I'm here today to explain to you. Aerial warfare brought a whole new strategic dimension to the battlefield. About 11 years after the epic Wright brothers' flight in Kitty Hawk, about 1914, which was the start of World War I, the first airplanes took part in battle. Initially, airplanes were for defensive and reconnaissance purposes. After that, airplanes became more advanced and had more of an offensive purpose. We will now show you many different aspects of aerial warfare.
Down in the corner.
Sorry. Aspects of aerial warfare. No,
Devin,
want to go to
Devin, get up.
Don't. Go away. No, Mom, no. No, hey, airplanes.
Yeah,
airplanes,
next topic.
airplanes.
Topic
number 1. Early aerial tactics. Prior to the year 1914, airplanes were never used as a type of weapon in combat. As I said, defensive. Army leaders naturally thought of planes as visual novelties. In other words, big pain in the butt. So, soon after, airplanes and their pilots proved their effectiveness through reconnaissance missions. Once again, the defensive thing. Their job became to spy on the enemy's trenches, to spot artillery emplacements, and to photograph the enemy's position, which was a huge military advantage against the enemies. Things then changed as airplane pilots began carrying into the... Holy crap! Who put that stand there? Okay, sorry. You're fired. Okay. Things then changed as airplanes began to carry projectiles and be able to launch them at enemy planes. Although bringing and using firearms on the plane was forbidden, most pilots began smuggling small pistols, which later led to rifles, light machine guns, or even small bricks. Also, pilots began developing small bombs, which they took with them on the plane, and dropped them on enemy trenches and supplies. It was time for aerial warfare to surface. Once generals observed the usefulness of airplanes, countries were rushing to take the advantage of the air. One of the first advancements included improvements in photography and wireless technology. This made the enemy observations a lot more accurate. Of course, most of the innovations in airplane technology came through weaponry. Planes were built equipped with machine guns, which could be controlled by the secondary pilot, which was situated behind the primary pilot, which was in the cockpit. Later, machine guns were attached on the front of the planes with synchronized gears, which allowed the guns to be fired between the spaces and the propeller. This allowed pilots to follow the enemy and shoot them head-on. 2 types of airplanes began being produced, the first of which was the fighter. It included machine guns and was extremely light. An effective fighter had great speed, maneuverability, and of course, the forward firing. The style plane was a bomber. These were the opposites of fighter planes in many qualities. They were much heavier than the fighters and were able to carry great loads of bombs.
No, Devin, down. down. No, down, yeah.
The aerial fights went beyond individual duels and began fighting in large formation combat. Bombers were able to attack hundreds of enemies miles behind the front line, but were never used in large enough numbers to cause major damage. Fighters shot down many opposing airplanes while also playing an indirect role in a reconnaissance mission by protecting and attacking the many scouting planes. Needless to say, combat flying was no game. It was deadly and ruthless. Within 3 weeks of joining the troops, pilots were usually found dead. Many times engines failed, guns jammed, and wings broke, putting pilots in extremely dangerous predicaments. So we've now covered our 3 topics: early aerial tactics, aerial warfare, and advancements in the air. I hope you enjoyed our presentation.